I'm not calling you old. I just meant in general, like nobody really wants to be with an older person unless they're footing the bill. Like it's very rare. I do believe it's possible, but if the person is significantly younger, then they're obviously going to want you to fork up the money.
Yeah, especially as a young man though, I like I don't know no young man that is dealing or would want to deal with an older woman that is like having I don't even want to use the word strenuous financial demands, but having too much of financial demands because we already deal with that dealing with women our age to start off with. So like if I'm going, go up the ladder, mama, your time has came and passed, respectfully. So don't be. I shouldn't. My experience with you
No, I
shouldn't
don't
be the
agree with
same. Hold
that.
on, my experience with you should not be the same as my experience with a 27 or 28-year-old. It just should. They can't be the same.
I don't agree with that. I just think like I think the
What?
priorities are different. No, I don't
How do
agree
you
with
not
that.
agree
Like
with
your
that?
time is past, mama. I don't agree with that because there's older women and they're
No,
fine as
no.
hell.
When I say your time has passed, like obviously there's older women that are very attractive, and that's why young men want to deal with them. But I'm just saying, if an older woman is having the same demands as you and other women in our age demographic, I think that's a
Hmm.
problem. From a young man, I think that's a problem. Why
Yeah,
would
I
I
agree
why
with
would
you.
why would I deal with you and you're trying to have the same demands as the woman that's my age? No,
I agree with
the game
you.
don't work like that.
I agree with you. It's like an older man. Like if an older man came in front of me and he said, "Hey, let's go 50-50," I would literally I'm
Right.
honestly
Like
gonna
what are
rip
you
his
talking about?
I'm gonna rip his hip I'm gonna rip his hip replacement out, honestly, because that's the most delusional shit I've heard all year. You know
Exactly.
exactly what time it is.
Right,
Like, what
exactly.
do you mean?
We both know what time it is. Like so like let's not be over here trying to like finesse the other person. Like you getting what you want to get out of this and I'm getting what I want to get out of this. And this goes both ways and what how does the saying go? Like there's no what is the little fair robbery, fair exchange,
No
whatever? I don't
robbery
know
and
what that
fair
little saying.
exchange.
Yeah. So
Yeah, but that's the thing though. I feel like now older women are starting to say that even though they already understood what time it was, because older men really did internalize and believe the lie that was told to them. Nobody wants to sit beside a dirty old man unless
right,
he's paying your bills. I'm
right,
sorry. You
right.
guys are not that interesting. You're not that funny,
Not
right?
that
It's very
attractive.
rare. Right, they're not attractive either. Like it's very rare for them to be attractive. And so unless you're really forking over the bills, right? Nobody wants you.
But
Like
it's that
what's
way
it there?
no matter what age the man is, it's that way.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
It's
I
been that way.
disagree.
It's that way from their 20s all the way up to their 70s.
In my
No, but I
opinion.
disagree. No, because no, they'll deal with the 20-year-old, right? They will deal with the guy within their own age group, and they'll be more understanding. And
right.
that's why we get on this app and we see the single mothers and the single fathers and the deadbeats all around living in sin, because they will entertain it from a younger man. But you're telling me right now, somebody's willing to deal with like a 50-year-old man who wants to split the bills with you? Absolutely not.
Right, you're a
That's
fool.
not.
Like, but we dial. I want to because I was telling Miss Shavazia and Miss Mobetta this. Um, I want to hear what your thoughts are. I told them that a lot of like older women are deterred from dating younger men because of the criticism that they feel they'll face from older women, not from men, because men aren't going to shame older women for dating younger men. It's younger, it's older women that will probably give them the side eye or give them the stank face. And most of the time, and I'm gonna add this in here because I didn't add this earlier. Most of the time, those older women that are shaming those other older women for dating younger men are just mad because they're not attractive enough to have those younger men want to deal with them. That's another thing. I wasn't trying to go there, but the older women that they still got the men in their mid 20s trying to holler at them. They not looking at the other older woman that's dating younger men with the side eye.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I also think society in general side eyes them because society as a whole hates aging women. We can all admit that, right? I may sit here and say, oh, dirty old men, and you may agree with me, Noble, but you're also a young man and I'm a young woman. And we have that perspective. But men are allowed to age, women aren't. For example, like I think what is nowadays, they're like, oh, if a woman hits 34, don't let her talk, silence her. Nobody wants to hear her, right? Society hates old bitches. And it's true. Like, I'm terrified of being an old woman who is on the dating market. Thank God I'm not old, and thank God I'm not on the dating market, but I feel bad for them because the world is really, really cruel to them for absolutely no reason. So yeah, they're going to be harsh to each other, but everyone around them is too.
I'm going to respectfully disagree with the world being cruel to them for no reason. And Miss Mobetta and Miss Shavazia, I would like to hear what y'all thoughts are on this.
You're telling me right now you don't see it, Noble? You saw the way they were laughing at Vivica A. Fox. That would not happen to a dirty old man.
No, look, I'm not okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna look. Are men aging and women aging seen the same? No, but I will say I just have to be honest. A lot of the things that older men say about just like dating older women, and the complications that come along with it, a lot of that stuff is true, Wedad. A lot of these women do be emotionally damaged. A lot of these women, they've made poor choices in men, and these poor choices that they've made have totally tainted their image of men as a whole. There are a lot of older women that are very bitter and have a lot of resentment for just men in general, men that they don't know, men that did nothing to them, all because of what one guy or a couple guys did to them. So I've said this before. I've literally been talking to some older women, and I've literally had to stop them and say that, do you realize that everything that you're telling me right now is what these older men be saying about y'all? Like if you were to be having a conversation with a man your age and you were telling him all this stuff, do you think that would entice him? Do you think he would find it enticing, or do you think he would be incentivized to actually want to date you when you're just spilling all this pain and trauma onto him? So I'm just saying that to say a lot of those criticisms, a lot of that stuff be true. What you have to say to that, Miss Mobetta?
I can definitely understand and agree to that. Definitely a lot of women are at their wits' end and are on the offensive when it comes to that. On the other side of that, I'll say this, and then I got to drop because my massage therapist is on her way. I got to wash my ass because I got to think about, I don't like getting massages and I ain't took that. Anyway.
Noble, do you give good massages, Noble?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'm actually in the process of becoming a massage therapist right now. So I got a few more exams to take, but I'm doing the classes right now.
Oh, y'all are crazy.
I had to throw the alley-oop right quick. I had to do this.
I almost forgot about that. Thanks for letting me know.
Well, here's the thing. So, do women get into that space? Absolutely. And here's the thing that they run into with Gen X. So let's be clear. You're talking about Gen X men, Gen X women. Okay. So yes, it's a whole beat it like fight on there, right? And all too often, and this has happened multiple times. Okay, so those stereotypes, the bitter woman, the modern woman, all of that, they bring that to the conversation. They bring that to the date. They bring that to the experience, and it becomes a kind of pugilistic fight almost with the stereotype that I got to fight against to get to the neutral space to then start to get to know him. Mm-hmm. It's like, you got the corporate job. You one of them modern women. Then I got to like fight you to prove that, no, I'm not like that. Like, I don't want to fight you for you to like me. Like, what is that? That's weird.
Really quick. And obviously, I don't date men, but I have heard women echo those same sentiments. And that's crazy to me. That's crazy that there's like men actually using certain terminology and just saying certain things like when they're talking to women, especially on dates. Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, totally weird. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, listen. I appreciate you being on here, Miss Mobetta. Listen, when you you know, when God touches your heart and opens it back up for you, like I said, you know, when you're ready to start taking applications and giving out the questionnaire, I know a young man, and I think he would score very well on your questionnaire. So I just want you to just, you know, just keep me in mind that when you are ready, I may have someone that I think can score very well. I know somebody that can score. I'm very confident he can score very well on your questionnaire.
All right, I thank you for that, brother.
All right. You have a good night.
All right, sis, good night. I'm gonna drop too. No, I'm gonna get to my day.
All right, OG.
All right,
Hey, Maria, how you doing, ma'am? Go ahead. What you want to contribute? I'm gonna stay on here for about 10 more minutes. What you want to contribute, ma'am?
Hey, Noble. Hey, I just wanted to say that I think it's across the board equally. I've met a lot of men who were wounded in as early as middle school, and they still, as grown men, can't let it go.
Damn.
They are reflective of their past days as jocks. They you know, they're older with, you know, they stomach out,
Yeah.
maybe relatively attractive, a little in the face, but they can't get past their jock days or when, you know, the girl didn't agree to go to the prom. And so they close themselves off very early. And that's all that, you know, they can replay in their mind. Well, when I was back in the day, you're 35, sir. You know, like we've moved past that. Let it go.
Let it go.
And you know, to some extent, I'm not going to debunk what you said about some older women as well. You know, some of them are very bitter, and they're bitter towards the younger women as well. But I just wanted to say, I think it really is across the board. For me, I couldn't say one or the other is worse. I think it's equally bad, especially when, you know, for me as a woman, young woman, and this man is supposed to be a leader, but like Mobetta just said when she was leaving, they're so, it's insinuated in their mind when the girl that they liked that they couldn't get, rejects them, and that takes them into adulthood, and that's constantly on their shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
They can't forget it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's terrible when you meet them and then they're sitting there judging you, like Mobetta was saying, oh, I bet you this, you're corporate, you're that. Like, sir, what? I mean, if you need therapy, just say it. Don't waste my time. Like, just seek therapy.
No.
Again, not all men, but just like, you know, you made the commentary about, you know, some women. It's not all women and it's not all men, but it's
definitely.
across the board. It's just terrible. Stop being out here trying to date if you're not mentally prepared. And you know, we've all been hurt in the past. Go to therapy. Don't be out here wanting to go on a pseudo date and use your date for your therapist to try to figure out how to get over the last chick or the last woman. Like, that's just crazy to me.
Yeah, like I said, I don't date men, but I've definitely like I said, I've had women tell me those same things that you said and that, you know, Miss Mobetta said, and that's just unfortunate, man. And just as a man or a woman, like when you realize that that other person is like still emotionally damaged, you just gotta you just gotta just cut that off like right away. You can't entertain that in the slightest of like bit. You just gotta cut that off right away.
I agree, but then they want to label you again and be like, "Oh, but she hurt me again." It's like
Look, if you gotta add me to that, I'm not emotionally damaged. I'm not hurt and out here mad at women. Like I'm great.
Right.
So like I'm not gonna entertain that in the slightest of bit.
And it's such a
I'm the one that
manipulation.
be removing myself.
Noble, you know damn right that the only reason they put all of this stuff onto older women is because of ageism. And why can't we just be honest about it? Because I've seen damaged, insane young women, and they can get away with damn near anything. They're like, oh, it's just, you know, she's just spicy. She's just a little different. Because they love the crazy young ones. So it's ageism. Everybody has trauma. It's part of being alive. They stop excusing it for older women for some reason, right?
Yeah.
And that has to be ageism.
We can't be disingenuous and make it seem like they're being that they're younger, be like women in our age. They're like, let's say woman our age and a 35-year-old woman. That 35-year-old woman has been alive 7-8 years longer than that 27 28-year-old woman. She's had more dating experiences. She's made more choices. And like, again, just like how I told Maria and Mo Better, I don't date men, but I hear these things. I can speak on this pertaining to women. Like, there's not a bunch of young women out here that are just super bitter and have this super resentment towards men. You don't date women, but you have to agree with me that there's not a bunch of women our age that just hate men and just mad at the world.
That's not true. Yes, there are. Every day
No,
I
there's
open
not.
this app, I see it on the regular, I see it on the routine. Hell, I've been on your live platforms, Noble, and I have openly said, I hate men, just not the men in my life. I've said it, right? I hear it all the time. The women who are screaming about it are younger women. The women who are out here groveling and are expected to just accept nonsensical men are older women. They seem to think that once they pass a certain age, that women should just like accept anything from a man. So most of the women that you see just accepting nonsense from men tend to be older women because they've been manipulated by the system, and they allow the younger women to go crazy.
I'm gonna respectfully disagree, sis. Go ahead, undisclosed. Go ahead.
So what I noticed in the comment section, whenever you did make that point about, some of the older women are, have the traumatic issues or situations, they started getting triggered, but they didn't realize that you were only using that example because you were trying to talk to Mo Better or trying to get her to understand. That's why, some younger dudes want to talk to older women because of, certain situations, but he was also trying to give you women an indication of why some men don't, go to older women because of the hurt and the pain and stuff like that they keep bottled up. So he was just trying to give y'all like a different aspect. But then they did the tit for tat, like saying, "Oh well, men are like that." And I don't think Noble was going to negate that and say that older men. There are some hurt older men that are bitter as well. He's not going to negate that, but he was just trying to make a point, saying that this is why some men don't gravitate towards older women because of the hurt and trauma and stuff that they keep.
And let me say this really quick. Imagine it's one thing to like be a woman in your 30s or 40s doing that to a man that's in his 30s or 40s. Imagine you talking to a 27, 28-year-old man and you pouring that onto him. There's nothing attractive about that. There's nothing that says, "Ooh, let me go see what's going on over there." No. That's like runaway slave. Like,
What? What? No, because you know what it is. No, well, again, if the trauma and the hurt is the same, right? Because there are plenty of women who are older who don't have as much trauma as a woman who's maybe even 22, 23. That 22, 23-year-old probably had a fabulous life and is just batshit crazy because she feels like it on a random Tuesday. I want them to stop using the cover of hurt and trauma and call themselves what they are, energy vampires. They want to suck the youth out of these young women, and that's okay, but you got to pay to play. So stop putting all of your weird interest in the fact that you want to live out your youth, the fact that you want to feel like you're young and relevant, and you want to all the youngness and the youth and vitality out of this young woman, right? Stop putting that onto older women. Leave the older women out of it. Like, why do dirty old men always do this to older women? Every single time, without fail, they're like, they got too much trauma. Nigga, you're 60. You are 60 years old. An older woman isn't checking for you. 9 times out of 10, they just want to mind their business. Some of these women don't even want to be in relationships like that. And if they do want to be in relationships, the majority of them, I can promise you, are not checking for younger men.
How did it get to this? Noble wants to date older women. That's what the premise was, I thought.
Man, Noble wants to date a wealthy woman.
Hey, look, man.
Noble likes the big
Noble
bucks
loves
and he
the
likes
fine woman,
habishas.
Noble
What?
loves a fine woman, okay? But
Noble, you know damn right you want a habisha. Please, why you got this man thinking over here you're shopping for older women?
listen, I don't discriminate, man. I love all women that love me. The Habishas, the damn everything. Alondria, what's up, Alondria? How you doing?
Happy Monday. Good evening, Noble. It's been a while. I hope you're doing well.
I know, right? Everybody keep telling me this so long. Hey guys, just so you guys know, I'm not coming back. Your boy took the day off today and just decided to come on here. You guys have gave me some amazing content. So again, I want to thank all of you. I want to thank Miss Shabazia, Ryda, my sister, we died. Alondra, I want to thank you in advance for the content you're about to give me. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the link in my bio. While I've been gone, I've been, taking over the YouTube streets. We hit 10,000 subscribers last month. We've the past 2 months, we've had our best months analytically, as far as views, watch time, and subscribers. We're just on the up and up over there. So just again, make sure you are subscribed to the link in my bio. Y'all gonna see these conversations that we've had today here as well, on the channel sometime later this week as well. But Alondra, go ahead.
Hey, I think this is an interesting topic. I did come in when you guys were talking about age, though, and the reality of it is, right, that we have to accept the truth that men see value in youth, even if we don't believe their reasoning for why. Because I agree with my sister above me. The reasoning, I'm calling cap partially on the reasoning. There's other reasons to other factors. And I can even understand those factors, right? The older she is, the more likely she is to have kids, the more likely she is to have trauma, the less likely she has, the less eggs she has. So I can agree with that. But I definitely think that a really important piece and component is the ability to mold her into the kind of woman you want. If she doesn't have experience, if she, doesn't really know who she is yet, it's a lot easier for a man to come in and make her into the woman that he needs her to be, which I could make an argument that that's okay, and I can also make an argument that it's problematic. But I think the issue is that men like yourself, are you marriage minded?
Yeah, I'm gonna be married one day.
How old are you?
27.
Okay, yeah. So men like yourself, you guys that are marriage minded aren't finding the woman when they're younger. You guys are building, having fun,
Right.
maybe screwing around, and
Right.
all of the young women out here in the meantime are dating Pookie and Ray Ray. But if you guys had scooped them up when they were younger at 22, 23, if you guys had got them fresh out of college, but because you guys were so busy chasing tail and money instead of finding a wife, you guys let these women, so that 23-year-old that would have been, that gladly would have loved to be with a 27-year-old man like yourself who's mature and established. Now she's going to become a 32-year-old woman still waiting, but now she's got baggage and trauma with her because you and men like you were out having fun and building instead of wifing her up.
Okay, hey, look. I respect that point. I agree with some of it, but I don't 100% completely agree. I'll say this, Alondra, and I don't think this gets discussed enough. Yes, like when men are in their building phase, and they do be out here like having fun and just trying to knock down whatever they can knock down. But I just don't think this gets discussed enough. And what I'm about to say is, it's not like these women like are marriage minded and want to get. It's not like majority of these women are marriage minded and want to like really like be out here getting married in their mid or late 20s either. Especially our women, especially my age demographic. Especially, I'm gonna go there. We're talking about Black women, right? Black women have been saying for the past 2 years now, probably even longer than that. But my sister we die can vouch. They've said it plenty of times. We're not building with no man. And they look at men that are on the same socioeconomic level as them as less than. They don't see any value in these men. They don't deem these men worthy of being in a relationship with. They don't want to build with these men. So you have women that are saying that they don't want to build with men. And then you have men that are young and are not necessarily trying to be married. People are not going to be getting married. So like you said, she's out here probably getting ran through, getting knocked down, making poor choices in men, building up all this trauma, building up all this pain. And now when that guy that's 25 is 32, 33 now, and he actually is ready to settle down and start a family, now this girl got all this trauma, but it's not like she was trying to get married either. It's not like she was really trying to settle down. Like it doesn't get talked about enough how these girls be out here having fun and be wanting to have fun too. Because like when these girls are younger, the world is their oyster. They're dealing with, they got men buying them stuff. Some of these girls is getting flued out and things of that nature. They going to sit in the box at the game. they're having fun dealing with all these multiple men, so it's not like they want to get married either. So that's why I don't necessarily agree with that.
Well, so okay, you're talking about a small percentage of women that get flown out, right? The average woman, the below average woman, isn't getting flown out. I can agree to that point that these girls who are quote unquote pre-selected by Yahweh, by God, the Lord God, that have it, right? They are absolutely getting tricked on at the young ages. But the average woman isn't doing that. The average woman, also a 22-year-old girl fresh out of college, just started as a teacher, fourth grade teacher, 23 years old, right? Fresh out of college. If she met a 27-year-old guy like you, who's 4 years older than her, probably more mature than her, more established than her, she's not going to look at him and say, "Oh, he's not making $80,000 yet." She's going to look at him and say, "Oh, he's got his own place. Oh, he's already well into his career. Oh, he knows what a FICO score is." Like, you would have knowledge and you would have wisdom that she doesn't yet have because you're 4 years older than her. And if you were to ask her to marry you, you guys are together for 18 months, and you were to ask her to marry you, she's about to be 25. I promise you, 7 out of 10 women would say yes.
I agree with that, but then I agree with that, but I also think the problem comes in is that, like we've kind of been talking about here this evening, when men are younger, they more so be attracted to like older women. It's not really until they get older that they more so are attracted to younger women. And I've had a conversation about this before. I think I've even talked with you about this before. I don't think a lot of young men are fit to be married. And when I say fit to be married, I'm talking about fit mentally, emotionally, financially, mature wise. I don't think a lot of young men are fit to be married. And when we talk about like the noble of the world, right? When we talk about, the young man that's educated and got a career, don't got no student loans, got over a 770 credit score, got 6 figures in liquid cash, he has options. So he's not trying to necessarily settle down either, right? So that makes it harder, right?
Yeah, most men are like that. You're talking about the top 10, 15, maybe 20% of men that are in that category, right? The average man at 27, which is what I'm saying, right? I believe in a 2 to 3 year age gap.
You're right.
Where the man should be a little bit older. So I definitely don't know anything about why men are attracted to older women, but most men aren't like that. I agree. If he's 27 years old, he's an attorney now, and he's making 6 figures, and he knows what a FICO score is, and he has a good one, sure, that man has options. But that's not the average man. So I truly think that
you're right.
I truly think that if
you're right, Alondria.
Well, another thing is women have shown that they're willing to build with men. I know that that's a TikTok rhetoric. I know that that's what they say. But if you look at the women that are married today, if you look at our parents, if your parents were married, right? Or your grandparents, they all built together. Like when my mom met my dad, he was working in the mailroom. He worked his way up to an accountant by the time I can remember, right? So, a lot of people that I know that have married parents are the same way. If you ask married people today, like my sister Stays, right? They built together. So despite the fact that there are these TikTok rhetorics of, oh, he needs to already be built. Women at 23 aren't saying that. Women at my age are saying that because I'm 30 and I'm looking at men that are 35. So yes, if you're 35 years old, I expect you to be built. But when we're talking about 23-year-old women, they're not expecting men to be built. They're willing to build with men. So it depends on the age of the woman.
No, you're 100% right. I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Alondria, please go ahead and say your closing words. I'm about to have everyone give their closing words, and we are getting out of here. Again, thank you guys so much. Gave me some fire content to use here today. I appreciate y'all. Go ahead, Alondria.
I just want to say, why should men be providers? Well, you have to take that up with our maker because that was the way Yahweh set it up. And thanks so much for having me up.
All right, appreciate you. Have a good evening. Go ahead, Undisclosed. Give your closing words, OG.
Yes, sir. I agree with her as far as the provider thing goes. I mean, I think it is innate, but I will say this. Yeah, with the younger and the older situation, I do see it as like what you were saying. Like sometimes younger guys don't have their stuff together, so the younger girls do look at the older person. Men. Exactly. Yeah, I mean it's
always been like that though, OG.
Yeah, you can't just gloss over it like it's not common. It's
Right.
just it's just a thing. You know, at the end of the day, they want it's hierarchy. They want the best. Now, some of them will pick somebody who is, you know, on their level or whatever the case is. But 9 times out of 10, they get involved in the situation, and then once they get older, you know, they try to build together. Sometimes that just flops, and then they sit here and spout off, oh well, shit, he, you know, we were struggle of, that's not what we want. So, you know, they might even preach it to their kids, you know what I'm saying? And but anyways, great show, brother. I'm gonna definitely subscribe to your YouTube. Y'all subscribe to the brother's YouTube. You know, he's trying to get his count up. You know, I think you said what, you're at 10,000 right now?
I'm at 11,000. I'm approaching 1,100.
Okay. Yeah, hey, y'all, let's try to get him
This
to
has
50.
all been since November of last year. So we on an upward trajectory. We on the up and up. We doing big things.
Gotcha. Hey, y'all, let's try to get him to 15. Let's try to get him to
Go.
15K.
Let's
But
go.
yeah, brother, great show. I support you.
All right, brother. Have a good one. Supervillain. Closing words, brother. Say something impactful.
Oh my god, bro! I gotta get my 2 in with you, bro. I'm still trying to get my 2 in with you.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I've been doing everything. I just been cleaning. I was cooking. I finished work, bro. I'm just like, the funny thing, I could just text you, bro. Honestly, like,
Exactly.
I could. All right. So one, this is minor. I hope Bubbles is up here, bro. Stop letting Bubbles say just because you from Africa, you know what it's like to take care of women, bro. I told, bro, stop letting Bubbles get away with that shit. Like, they not out there selling fish, doing. They ain't got selling vegetables, doing hair services. They not do, bruh. Stop letting Bubbles do it. And if they are put away, please, let's be honest. They cheat. There's a lot of cheaters in Africa. The women, those women will let you know those men are unfaithful. They're doing what they want to do. But it's just like here. Stop letting Bubbles get away with that, bruh.